Hello, this is Senek from Entity Server from Wildstar, and today I am doing the tour of Housing Plot, just designated as Sigma Bathhouse, which is for the guild that I'm in, Shezka's Blade, because this is Mark 1 and soon I'm going to be taking it apart and redoing it. But before I do, I want to give people an idea. And yes, Seneca's crying, because I'm going to cry once I have to redo everything. Which I may actually stream. But yeah, as you can tell, kinda upset about it. But for the meantime, not to get too distracted by the inevitable, it's time to take a tour of what I've done for Mark 1. I never really got to open up per se for the roleplay community besides the guild, but it was actually a really nice come around for a first try. But with Drop 4, which is doing phenomenal by the way, I'm liking all the new changes. Only a few things here and there I could probably change, but for the most part I am happy with Drop 4. But here we go, the tour. So this is of course the outside, which fountain and such. That is a cozy Cassian house hidden underneath the building, which is the bathhouse. So just for inconvenience purposes, we'll tour the outside first, which will go with the bathhouse. So one thing I'm going to really like about Draw 4 is actually having doors instead of me using dividers. So this was the original idea. Lobby is very small, but just really for people to, I guess you could say, ideally pay or whatnot, but make it look a little official. All taken care of by a robot, where people can take their belongings, take things that they need, and there are two designated areas. There is this one, which warning sign, danger, danger. This section up the stairs is actually for Makari only, which I'll get to here in just a moment. One thing we have is the organic side, which I'll cover first. This is for anyone, whether they're playing Cassian, Shua, Draken, a relatively nice place so they can relax, have a nice dip in the hot spring, which, if you didn't know, there's a dead fish. Yep, there is a dead fish where kids are going to be playing. Wonderful. Thank you, Carbine. However, it's just really the Fab Kit Hot Springs, which I got on a random drop. I was amazed. But I have built a few things. Like right here is the hot tub, which I'll be redoing the design for the new bathhouse. And I'm hoping for the next drop that they give us some water options. I would really love that. It was just a simple one where you have a heating source. Kind of rocks. Kind of wanted to give it almost a sauna feel to it almost. This here would have been an eating area because, well, there's a pig bladder. And we have a tea room. Well, tea, hookah, whichever way you want to call it, but just a place where you can sit down, relax, have a good drink, and a nice smoke, which is the lap hookah, by the way. And the main base of this is actually the tiki hut, and I just built around it. So top part is actually tiki, where you can play cards, have a drink, chill out, watch some TV, or get a taco. Yes, we have a taco stand. Also monitored by a robot, because let's face it, I don't think anyone's going to want to be in that item just kind of floating there. A potential hazard. And yeah, I'll get to those in a few moments. This is just a view of the outside. Which I apologize for a shaky camera. I don't got the smoothest. And now for the other section. Which, this is Makari only, at least what was going to be in character. Because that yellow, that's acid. This was the Makari Bathhouse. Which is going to retain most of its basic shape with the new one. Because of how I had to use. That was going to be a little sauna area, but I had, as you can tell, a little floating thing there. I had some issues with designing the salon area, just where Makari can relax, get buffed, and, you know, do their things. This is designed to sit and relax, which I did have to put some flooring in to make sure you don't fall completely down, because this isn't actually a pretty big cauldron, so if you don't have something down here, you're gonna disappear, and it's gonna be fun trying to jump out of it, by the way. As you can tell, just kind of knee height standing, but when sitting, it's actually a really nice little height there. Of course, a bubble and opaque. And we did have an aquarium, which I've been really is the clunky fire extinguisher. I've been kind of playing around with that. But that is the basic of the bathhouse. Now, actually, before we get to the other section, sneak back through it, because there's a little secret thing that's meant for guild members, which you do have to go around. And this is actually a prototype. I'm going to be working on a different project. So this is the prototype for apartments. Of course, this is before drop 4. This was just in case if any guild members ideally didn't needed a place to crash for a while, someplace safe. This was it. And it's really just a 2-unit, but this first floor here was meant to be a community section. And was going to be a bathroom. However, I'm going to end up redesigning the apartments entirely. But this is what I had first, and I again so glad we're going to have doors. Give you an idea. This was unit 1, just a basic 1-bedroom apartment. Kind of has a ruffian, really lowborn, or doesn't really care. Is sadly a bit more exile than I wanted, but you know what? It worked. And heck, there's even a Greenock bed. Which, come on, Greenock, why are you recording yourselves in bed? Why? Actually, you know why. You full well know why. But that was the first unit. The second unit is certainly more Cassian, but still just the basic setup. Just nicer. Didn't get really much of a chance to work with the kitchen. But that's okay. I will be redoing everything. Which I do love the beds, but I don't know. In a weird way, they kind of remind me of the 80s. They really do. And yes, there are balconies. And that was the part I was proud of most, is having a balcony. So a person can look out from their apartment. And those are some of the items from drop 4. Which, we'll go take a look since they're staring right at us. Oop, no! The stone, it's attacking me! No. But since drop 4, there's been some new items with ship hands, which I have been running like a fiend. And I still have yet to get the one item I want. But I've been getting these suckers. A lot. Just exile ships. Pretty much by the end of my run, I've had 6 of them. And not a single Dominion ship. Come on, Carbine. I'm Dominion. I am not turning exile for that. It's soulbound. I can't do anything. And these are the Dominion scanners, which I actually have a good number of sets with. Which, so you know, they are not go through kind. I'm running into it. I'm gonna zoom out and run. Yeah. I already have an idea what I'm gonna be using these for, which, Hollywood Prison. Which, in case if you're not aware of that, if you notice with every show, movie, and such, that a lot of the villains are behind a glass or some kind of clear prison. And it's just really a filming technique because, well, bars don't really look that good. This is also the landing pad, and by the way, none of these items are resized. This is exactly what size they are when you lay them down. Such a sip. You see, it's really early in the morning, so I'm a little tongue twisted today. There's a ship's engine. I think since Carbine saw a lot of people make ships on their plots, I decided to give some ship parts. And I am really happy with the Draken door. Look at that. It is nice. Of course, that is going to be used, and I'm hoping to get some more. Of course, Marauder, and this is the excavator from the Ithicians, or I have no idea how to pronounce their name, but the fish people, we'll just say. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Which looks like a very content machine crab. Just digging. And of course, a little deal here. I actually have the ramp on the other side, and the cutest little thing. It's a backpack. There is a backpack. Oh, and I'm really liking the fact that you don't have to have grass anymore, and well, you don't have any 3D effects. I'm kind of sad though that there's no flat yet. I heard there was, but no cigar. So to continue the outside, because you really can't go around the other way, the tree line here was designated to kind of hide things. Not truly, but, you know, give less focus. Because the first thing is the training tower. Yes, it is pretty, it's kind of tall. But the idea of this was a place for people to train combatively. Because you imagine the possibility of being in Fade with the corners and such, you would need to know what to do in tight spaces. And it doubles the storage too. So it's really an obstacle course. But kind of a keep your stance of a king of a hill and be observed at the same time. Because look at there, which you can't actually fit for some of the areas. I think with the new one I'm going to add glass so that doesn't happen. But this is the first part, so just kind of a simple go around area. But there is much more to this. Because why only do just one thing? I had to put some walls here because I kept falling off with my ramp, which took a while, but I managed to get it. Spiraling ramp. Oh, this is that observation area. So you can see. Sometimes the stools will work for sitting, sometimes not. You can have a good idea of what you can see. And here is the range. This is a shooting range. Or, regular combative. Because there's the dummies, and here is the safety area, which is really the Dominion bunker. But, I really had no idea what to do with this item when I got it out of a random PvP match. Which was the highlight of that, because, man, that was interesting. Trying out Stalker PvP for the first time. So the Dominion bunker looks pretty awesome, by the way. Kind of want to use it for other things, but I have no idea. It's got a lot of potential, though. But that is it for the training tower. Oh, and there's that hover deal, by the way. Because we also have Mayday. And it would just fit better to have kind of a port all together in one instead of having it completely separate. And this area is kind of the secret favorite area of everyone, where it's not really a secret, but everyone loves it. They really do. And that is the treehouse. Which, treehouses are not exclusive to Orin, by the way. Us Dominion can have them too. Which ours is pretty tall. Well, not as tall as I've seen others, but it's still pretty tall. But this is a quiet area. Place where guild members can go. Just kind of relax. Have a nice quiet conversation. Read a book. Read a scroll. Or, sleep off a hangover. Yeah. She knows who I'm talking about. But, yeah. And there's still more. Because, I wanted more. So a nice little sit-down area. Which is really nice when it's, actually nighttime. Where you can just sit out and stare. But a nice sit-down area where, story time for the guild. And really there is enough pillows for the entire guild. I kid you not. And look at that. Cynic looks content. Because cuteness is not just for exiles. And we do have someone who's been working on the art, which I actually did not make the easel. That was actually done by another member called Craxia. However, I did place the photo there. Because it was too empty, and it was driving me crazy. I'm sorry, there had to be something. Which you're probably wondering what's over there, which we're gonna go see now. And I'm just gonna jump it. So the first part of the bottom here is the Draken Shrine. Because we have a lot of Draken members, and even my own character has ties. Just a place where they can do a little few things, like if they need something from ancestors or whatnot. Just a little time. Do Draken things. which I'll probably redo some way or another. And there is still more for this exterior. As I fall down. So you can kind of peek into the bathhouse from up here. Just a little. We like to think a certain Draken is going to be sitting around here staring because it goes right into the Makari section. But you figure with acid you're going to want some vents. You don't want that stuff to get bottled up. And this is Senec's living quarters, by the way. Yes, he lives in a cave. Has a nice view. Nice for a rug. Which I'm going to be changing up as living quarters. With a new idea. But, you know, get a pretty decent view of things. Trees. And more jumping. And we jump. Which, it's kind of hard to do this, by the way. My microphone's not exactly the best. So, this section is the Elden Shrine. Ta-da! I lucked out on some drops. But, what Makari place wouldn't be complete without some Elden stuff? I mean, come on. They were made by the Elden. And the idea of having it at the top was kind of more of a spiritual feeling that you strive, like the Elden, to rise above, so to speak. At least that was Senec's point. But a lot of characters had been complaining about the climb. So, Mark II will be different. But, still pretty nice for what it is. See, I'm not too sure if I'm going to end up adding it to the bathhouse inside or if I'm going to keep it as an exterior item and give it a different place. But, we'll see. So that is it for the exterior side of the guild plot. At least for Mark 1. Now for the interior. Which you'll see why I'm going to cry. But also, amazing what I can manage to do with a small amount of space. So this is the exterior. It is a cozy Cassian. With a Dragon mailbox, of course. And a few items. Make it a little bit more Dominion official. So, when a character first arrives, there's, of course, the waiting area. Right there. Where if you're waiting for a meeting, you got a place to sit. Kind of chill out. Right above you is the Chua Nook, which we'll see in more detail here in just a few moments. But as the person's waiting, they can, of course, see a little bit of the kitchen, see if anyone's cooking. Just custom table. And I will be actually rebuilding this on a different character, mainly because of height-wise. As Makari is the tallest one, everything is huge. So Cassians and Draken look like they're at the kiddie table. It's worse for Chua. But there's our fridge. kitchen. Just a nice little cozy kitchen. And you're probably wondering what this is. This is the timeout room, as we dub it, where if someone's been bad and they just need some time, here they go, behind bars. It was just a little something that I had no idea what to do with. I had the space, but they get to curl up on a little cot with a little protostar plushie. So they got someone to hold as they're moping. But further on, we have the medical room, because we figure with our kind of guild, there's bound to be some bumps and bruises. It's just gonna happen. So, place for medical kits and supplies, medical cots, and drips. And, of course, little displays, and you're probably going to wonder what that is. But the medical items, a lot of them were donated by Sinclair, which thank you. Still got more. But with Mark II, I'll be able to design some nice things for it. And that little chair there and rug and such was for Rithix, for a storyline, because poor Makari needs attention. Well, poor old man Makari. Let's just say he's not pretty. So, trying to make him feel better, more comfortable. And here we are with the conference room, which was a difficult project, a very small room, but I am hoping to redo a lot better with Mark II. I am happy at the table though. And it's several items. As you can tell, several floor tiles. More floor tiles. Exile tactical table. The Elden Focus hologram from the pre-order. And actually that little extra glow is from a medical hover. Just a very tiny one. Just give it a little extra kick. And of course shield and sword. But one of my favorite little spots, and it's not even a place that I go often, is the office. This is where our guild leader conducts her business. Because look at that chair. That chair says, I'm the boss and I'm a badass. With a nice little Dominion conference table. Places to sit. And what's a Draken place without a Draken wardrobe? I mean, come on. Look at that. And it's Draken. Have to place, you know, I'm for the Dominion, but I love my heritage, and I will stab you with a sword if I deem fit, as that person found out. Or in her case, she'll shoot you. Which, apparently the character doesn't really know how to use a gun per se, but, you know, the people in the chairs don't need to know that. They don't. A little safe. A little aquarium. So that is floor number 1. Oop, we'll go into that in just a moment. I keep saying that. But give me a moment here as I show off that place, the Chewinook. And it always takes a moment to jump there. Of course, it sucks when you're a Makari because you're big. So, this is the Chewinook. Because my character does not like the Chewa. But there are Chewa in guild. So they must be tolerated. So, they get their own little spot. A place where away from the murder bot. And he knows exactly where they are. So, cheese, drinks, little portrait, just a nice little space for themselves. Surprisingly, Cassians can fit pretty well in here too. But that is the Chewinook. And yep, that sign means there's beer, which is the Dragon Pub. And this is the floor that everyone goes to. Because, I mean, come on. Look at it. And that's one of the first things you see when you come in. This guy. And the fireplace. And the dartboard. Because, what says Draken about a dart? Well, I guess you can say darts and swords and axes. We're sure that's an exile head. At least that's what Senec's been confirmed with. And of course, nice little view. Oop. So, we have a sofa, fireplace, chair, little nook, and lots and lots of animal heads. Because it just wouldn't be Draken without animal heads everywhere. I mean, come on. So this is kind of our bar, but it's kind of more of a pub. Small, quaint. It's for the guild. Which is really tables and a few items all together. And we'll probably stock up more with the next one. Yep, lots of animals. Lots of skulls and dead things, because that's what Draken do. And, by the way, that's my sofa. I love that sofa. It is my sofa. And, of course, you know, Senec could actually sit in it right. Apparently, even with drop floor going around, that glitch is still very much apparent. I'm hoping the other one isn't around, but I have yet to see. Which, if you want to know what glitch I'm talking about, it is falling through floors. When someone enters a home, their residence, it tends to happen a lot where just people fall through things. Don't know why. And I was gonna add more, but I'll admit I'm kind of horrible at finding them. But the idea was to add a whole bunch of these to the wall. And yes, we do have a Cassian chandelier. But this is the last room, because I managed in a Cozy Cassian to make 3 rooms. Is the Science Loft, or as I call it, Nerd Haven. As you will see. Science! So, body scanner with a condensed black focus. A little more biology section of my own design. Which was a pain to build, by the way. We have a console you can activate. And look at that. So, biology. With some random notes. And bees. Because, you know, bees. And even though we got that item, I'll have to tell you, I despise jumping puzzles. I just do. Our bookshelves that really need to be filled, and of course in Elden. Because with science we've got Elden, more monitors, big monitor, and the game. Which, if you remember those little metal panels earlier down in the pub, well, they're upside down. And these are the parts that stuck through the wall, well, the floor. So I decided to make a table, which turned out to be a board game. We have played it just a little bit, but it is something that I'm hoping to develop. Maybe. See where I'm going with it. Because it was completely random, but rather fun and simple, so we'll see. So, this is it for Mark 1 of the house. It took several days to put it for the guild, but I managed to do it. It was quite fun, and soon it's all going away, being redesigned, and I am going to cry. And though I'm probably not the only one, I imagine a lot of people have worked hard. Other plots, I've seen some really crazy ones. Oh my goodness, you would not believe some of the places I have seen. But it's all going to be redone. So, soon, bye-bye, little Cassian house. And the plan so far is to try to make a giant bathhouse, because I found out how high you can go, so I'm planning to take advantage of that. And going for the bunker. Make the guild fit underground. So that is it, and I want to thank you for joining me and Senek on this little tour before the big day. Oh, and this is one of the new costumes, by the way. Dyed, of course. Mixed with scientist pat. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I may do a little bit more of these videos. I'm not certain. Of course, what topic they'll be, that's a good question. So, I hope you have a fun time in game or just looking around and coming with me down memory lane, because, again, this is all going by, and this is the proof that it existed. You guys say you can't say it didn't, because it does. But happy gaming, and have a wonderful time.